Morning degenerates, coming to you from Coldware Sports at early hours, getting the study in, trying to find a couple for today. We've come down on a couple of interesting runners at big prices, so don't go too mad on them. They're first runs of the season, but definitely two interesting horses. I'll make a case for them in a minute. They're very fair prices. Let's just touch on yesterday first. Nice to get the winner in Haydock. He looks a really nice horse, Kanjar. I tell you, he looked a little bit lazy at the 2-pole, but then when he got inside the 1-pole, he just took a bit of stoking up a small bit. So maybe in the future, he might benefit from a little bit of headgear or something, but he's definitely very good in the end, very genuine in the end. Or maybe he's just, that's his style of racing, and he's still learning. Maybe that's unfair to say that, but he's definitely still learning, and he was a stylish winner in the end. So he's a really nice horse. I thought at the start of the season, he was one of the the nicest handicapped horses for sprinting in England. We did go from in Newmarket the last time when he ran well in a big race, and he probably just got caught out for experience, finished third, but the winner won very well that day. 𝗧𝗏𝗏 was kind of on a burn up. So it was really interesting. Yesterday on the Patreon service, we went for a horse. Actually, we tipped it up on YouTube the night before as a 1-point win. The more I watched the race yesterday morning early, the horse, I warranted a stronger bet. So we tipped it up as a stronger bet. Then it got thumped off the boards into 6-4. And then it didn't run. Can anyone put in the comments, why did the Ed Walker horse, why was it withdrawn from Haydock yesterday? Just for my notes, if anyone can jump in the comments there, I'd appreciate it. Great day at 𝗧𝗏𝗵 yesterday. Went for a bit of crack, kind of last minute plans to go. It's my local enough meeting. It's only over the road, 15-20 minutes, so it was good to go. A bit of crack, a bit of fun. Backed one winner, a couple of losers. Met a few lads from Longford to give me he told me to have a few quid on one horse in the beginner's chase just at the off, so it was a bit late to get it out. But I did have, I did take on the favourites with the Willie Mullins horse, the Emmett Mullins horse that was odds on. I wanted to take him on yesterday. I took him on with the Paul Townend ridden horse. I can't remember the name, but just now at this minute. But I just thought the Emmett Mullins horse, the way he threw it away in Cork one day, I wouldn't be backing him going right-handed. And he managed to get beat yesterday, but he still... Yeah, he jumped the last like he was going to win, and he got mugged by one of Gordon Elliott's on the line. So we were right to take him on. We just didn't have one good enough to beat him. We got the wrong one. And back the horse in the first race. He fell at the first. Nothing the jockey could do. He just stumbled on landing the Henry the Bromhead horse, frontline worker. And I thought it was a nice price at 9-1. It was unexposed. If it was fit and ready to go, I thought it would definitely run well, and a fella was with me on the bus thought it might run okay. But yeah, to part the company after just stumbling after the first, it happens. And after that, yeah, it was just a bit of crack and a good old laugh. So enjoyed the day. Right, so we have today, what else have we today? So, right, anything else had we yesterday? Oh, we had, what else did we have? We had a horse on the service, ran a cracking race actually, lads. The Kevin Philipparp, the 5 filly. So we had a 2 points each way double done on the horse of Walkers on this, so that became obviously a single. We got that back. We did have 2 points win on her at 6-1 as well. So we came out not too bad of a day. We come out a small loser on the day, but another head, we could have been, a 14-point profit on, or we could have been an over 10 points profit. She's only beaten that, so nice to find a live one at that kind of price. She was weak enough in the market too, lads, so there you go. Don't be worrying. She was weak all day, and on the exchanges as well, she was weak. I was just watching on at the races, they do put the exchanges up, so don't be afraid when they're weak. Right, on to today, Coldware Sports Patreon service. Link is in the description, lads. Check it out, $24.99. Looking forward to a great month, and really like one today in Ascot. I have her here marked down. Hopefully we'll be collecting with that. Right, let's go on to the YouTube selection. So for today, I'm going to give a treble with 3 horses. Bit of a fun bet on a Saturday. I didn't look at the football, lads. to be honest. So I probably haven't got anything, but I will be back in Leeds to win anyway, if that's any use to anybody. Right, let's look at this. So I'm going to go, let's start with the big race, the Haydock Spring Cup. I'm going to go a point winning 𝗲𝗏𝗯𝗹. He's really solid horse now this year. He's found his form. He looks the horse to beat, to be fair, off the back of his last 2 runs. I think he's second. The last day has been well franked since. And 𝗲𝗏𝗯𝗹 is on the up. He's only a 4-year-old. Now, it's a good race, and 4-1, you know, it could look an okay price if he puts his best foot forward. But he's definitely, I think, the right favourite and the one to beat. So he's a fair price for the profile this year. Point win. And 𝗔𝗀𝗃, I want to go a point each way at 40-1. Hayley Turner has a good record in big sprint races. And yeah, I don't know, she ran well last year. She is out of form this year, but you're getting 40-1 for her to bounce back. She showed a bit of promise the last day in Pontefract against a good winner who I had tipped up as a strong bet on the service. Princess Shabna was nailed on to kind of win that day. She had the draw in 1. She had the momentum coming in off the back of 2 really good runs, and everything went perfect for the winner that day. But I think she kind of, you know, when you think everything goes perfect, when a horse is in the form of their life from a good draw, they tend to make it, you know, easy. So definitely interesting that 40-1 is the price. That's why I'm going to give her a little each way chance. She struggles on all form this year, absolutely. Can she bounce back to something? If she can, 40-1 is a serious price. So that's interesting there. Now the treble I want to touch on, the 120 in Nav and Araniti, this is an interesting filly, lads, because it's bought by Shrewd Connections, who's had a really good year, who seem to be doing nothing wrong. So this might be another shrewd purchase. It was bought from Natalie Lupini, or however you pronounce her name. I apologise if that's wrong, but this is interesting. It's by a Japanese sire. It's out of a Henry the Navigator dam. Looks interesting. Ran well on debut, and like I said, Paddy Toomey and the green colours, they've done very well together. Let's hope that can kick off. And then in the 334 at Stratford, Cold Stock was a decent winner the last day. He's only up a few pounds. And this 7-year-old, if he can back that up, should be hard to beat. He's up against a couple of horses. He beat one of them already. The Pipe Horse, he beat him well. The other little horse is a good little horse. He tends to win around Suddle a lot, but he seems to be just out of form a little bit at the minute, Steel River. There is one, I think the Newland horse could shake it up, but I just think he looks the most likely winner. So Cold Stock, the 334, and then Crystal Caprice in the 420 at Ascot. We'll put them 3 in a treble, lads. Point win treble. I think Crystal Caprice looked one in the manner of a decent filly the last day, the way she came through. So yeah, Ananiti, Cold Stock, Crystal Caprice. We have Nav and Stratford and Ascot. They're in the treble, right? And then there was 2 other horses I wanted to mention. Now, tread carefully, lads, with these horses. They're first runs of the year, but I cannot leave out Triple Time. He's 6-1. This is a proper horse. Can he show it first time back? Kevin Ryan can get them ready. Will he have him spot on for this race? I've no way of knowing. But I know he runs Haydock really well. He beat a very, very decent horse in Hafiti or whatever it's called of things, and he beat him cozy as you like. So Triple Time, a point win at 6-1. He is risky. It's his first run of the season, but I've no doubt he will do well this year. So hopefully Triple Time can get it done first time back in what looks a decent race. But the favourite has been turned over a couple of times, albeit by a decent enough horse. Right. One other horse in the 514 at Haydock, 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗯𝗹𝗏, is it? 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. This horse is trained by Chris Wall. I think it's interesting. It hasn't ran for a while. Now, the issue is it's probably a better horse over a little bit further, and they're starting it off over a mile. So look, it might just need the run. So tread carefully. But if it was strong in the market at the off, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. A point each way at 8-1, the 514. It has a couple of lines of form that would bowl in well here, and they're napping up 𝗲𝗃𝗃 in the racing post. He does not want to be a racehorse. He literally doesn't. I know now there's headgear going on and that could catch him first time. He's down in trip. But I have tipped up He's a Gentleman 6 runs ago, and I learnt about him then that he just doesn't want to be a racehorse. So I definitely wouldn't be getting involved with him now. If he goes and wins, we'll let him win with his visor on. Let him. He's not a horse I want to be backing. So there's one or two. There's a bit of pace in the race. You have the Archie Watson horse. So if it did turn into a bit of a slog late, well, it might turn into a slog because it's Haydock and it's quick. But if they did go too quick, a horse like 𝗧𝗿𝗃, who's completely unexposed, who has some really nice form. He was second in a race where Dual Identity was third. He has franked the form immensely since. And the winner has a decent rating as well. So, look, it's interesting. A point each way at 8-1. Anyway, enjoy your Saturday. Hopefully we'll get a decent result. And yeah, bet safe. All right, it's one of those days. Okay, on to the Patreon service. I will be putting out just one in Ascot at the minute, because I think yeah, it warrants a decent bet. All right.